Heidi ho everybody, Nisi D here, finally back with an update. It is November the 11th, 2010. I had RNY gastric bypass surgery on July the 15th, 2009, so almost 16 months ago, and it's almost 2 months since my last update. So I've been promising people I would give one. I've had people asking about how I'm doing and for an update, so here I am. Want to start out by saying thank you to all the veterans out there who have served in the past, are currently serving, the men and women who do that for us. Your dedication, your sacrifice, your bravery, and your courage gives all of us the life that we have, a life of freedom and much opportunity. So I thank you, and I thank your families for the sacrifices that they make. It's been a while. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm kind of stalled out, and I'm going to talk about my numbers right now and the reasons behind that, excuses. I will be the first to admit that they are excuses. Weight, I'm at about the same. I fluctuate between 192 and 195, and I haven't been stepping on the scale a whole lot, but that's where I'm sitting at. This past week when I weighed myself, I was 193, I think. So I am still in Wonderland, so that alone amazes me, because I really haven't been as disciplined as I should be in following all of the rules. I've sort of grown very complacent, which is probably why I'm sitting there. I don't consider myself at goal weight by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to get down to 150 pounds, and I actually had an opportunity a couple weeks ago to talk to a plastic surgeon that I worked very closely with during the 10 years that I worked in the burn unit, so got to know quite well, and he agreed that probably that was a reasonable weight to shoot for. Will I get there? I don't know. I have other people, both people who have known me for a long time and people who, you know, only have known me quite recently. In fact, some of them mostly since I lost my weight, and they say, when I tell them that I would still like to lose about another 40 pounds, they tell me that I would look sick and emaciated if that happened. I don't know, you know, and whatever. I'm not as focused on the actual numbers anymore, but obviously you need to have some form of measurement. I feel good. I feel really great. Physically, and I feel really good mentally, and so we'll see, I guess. I have been slipping more as far as cheating, and so I need to get back to several things that I don't do consistently. My vitamins, which I think is contributing to me grazing more than I should, or you should never graze, right? But I have been finding that I've wanting to snack more and eat, like graze more. And somebody mentioned that they had read research about people who didn't take their vitamin supplements regularly having issues around that. I have been doing better in that regard in the last 2 weeks, and I have noticed that it doesn't seem as bad, but we'll see. So that's number one, my vitamins. I haven't been, you know, I have always taken them through at least 3 times a week, but I'm trying very hard to take them every day, and like I said, I've been doing better in the last 2 weeks. My water, I usually do okay with that, but again, it's sort of been hit and miss in the last month and a half or so, and I don't know why. I've been drinking more coffee, and I think I need to scale back on the coffee, because you know, you can only sip on so many things in a day. So that's number 2. Exercise. I have still been doing it 2 or 3 times a week, but I need to get back to doing it more consistently and try to shoot for 7 and hopefully hit 5 times a week. That is, you know, it's a matter of time. I've just been really busy, both at work and outside of work, and so it seems like that's the first thing to go, and I guess I need to make it the priority that that's the last thing to go when I'm busy. But yeah, so all of those things are excuses for why I haven't, I've sort of stalled out at 192 to 195 here, but I haven't given up hope that I'm there yet, and I've been thinking a lot lately about a video that Miss Janie made a while ago, um, called how, it was something about how bad do you really want it, right? So I think for myself, I've been sort of processing this last couple of months. I had an astonishing summer filled with just a whole lot of fun, a lot of events, a lot of socializing, more than and I've always been a pretty social person. Um, but my younger brother said to a friend back home, well, don't even try calling Denise because she's never at home anymore, right? Which has sort of been true, and is part of the reason, I guess, that I haven't been as consistent with some of the stuff. Work too has gotten very busy and very stressful, and I'm still working on balancing that. I'm trying, and I don't want to get into great detail, but let's just say it's been the root of a great deal of stress in my life in the last couple of months, and that's not going to change anytime soon. So I need to keep working at balancing that out. I had so much to say and suddenly I've gone blank. I do have notes here. I And just another note on the numbers. I've maintained my weight, but I actually measured myself last week because my clothes have been fitting differently. So, and from July when I measured myself at the 1 year mark, I'm actually down another 8.5 inches. So things are shifting even though the scale isn't showing it. So that's also kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens. I am going to try to get back to making videos a little bit more regularly. I don't think it will be weekly because I don't think I have enough to say. Although you can't tell that by today, and I think what's going to end up being 2 videos here. What else can I say? I don't know. Life is really good. One of the nicest things that somebody has said to me, and he is the medical director of one of our departments here, and he is a brilliant man, and very rarely, well, never that I have known him, and I've worked with him on several projects. He measures very carefully every word that comes out of his mouth. And I said something to him in one meeting. I'm working on something with him right now, about having lost a lot of weight. And he said, well, I noticed that, but I didn't want to mention anything unless you brought it up. But I do want to say, Denise, that you are looking much better. And the tone of voice with which he said that, and the way and just because I know how carefully he measures what he says, he was indicating by that statement that he never thought I looked bad, but I was looking better. So it sounds silly because some people have literally gone on and on and on about how great I look, how beautiful I look, and I appreciate all of that. But when he said it in a very measured, controlled, the way he always says everything, you're looking much better. It was I think it was one of the nicest things anybody ever said to me because I feel much better, right? Anyways, the other thing I've noticed is that people take me more seriously now. When I was heavier, I think initially when I would start projects and maybe that was a self-confidence thing, although I've always been fairly confident at work. But I think when you're extremely overweight, you have to overcome, I don't know why, but a lot of people seem to equate someone being fat with somebody being incompetent or stupid.